So for Chem of Life, one of the most important things that we need to know is basically the properties of water. So we happen to have 5 properties of water. And the reason why it's very important for us to memorize this, it's because without water, there's no life. So let's just quickly look at the molecule first. And this is what a water molecule looks like, right? So if you look at this, we know for a fact that with areas with the lone pair, it's always going to be partially more negative than that of its opposite side. So think of it as if this is like a magnet, right? We have a negative side and a positive side. So we've got 2 poles. If we have 2 poles, we call this a polar molecule. And if you guys remember, molecule just means that it's a compound that has only covalent bonds, right? Great. So now let's continue. Let's talk about the first property of water. The first property of water is called cohesion. Just like the word suggests, co means together, hesion means to add. So it's basically telling us that water molecules are attracted to another water molecule, right, with hydrogen bonds. So hydrogen bonds are going to be keeping all the water molecules stringed together. Imagine water molecules are pieces of popcorn, right? So if you were to pull popcorn, would all the other popcorns come to you? No. So if we were to string the popcorns, it's kind of like if you were to pull the popcorn, all the other popcorns will follow, right? So the string is basically the hydrogen bond. Does that kind of make sense? And the reason why this is very important, it's because it gives water the property of fluidity. Okay, so without this, water would not be a fluid. Got it? All right, so now let's continue. Let's talk about the second property. It is called adhesion. Adhesion just means that you are adding something. Adhesion means sticking. So this time, it's water molecule being attracted to anything. And this anything, many times, can be glassware. Okay, that's one of the reasons why we see water being stuck to our window shields. This is one of the reasons why we see a meniscus, right? And then also, it would be stuck to blood vessels and any other vascular vessels, right? Whether it's plant or us animals or fungi or any of those things, right? So blood vessels, the reason why this is important is because we want to make sure that water molecules are sticking to the walls of these other things and allowing for the passage or the transfer of nutrients and wastes and gases. Good? All right, so if you put both cohesion and adhesion together, we end up with this other property called transpiration. Now, transpiration is not a direct property of water, but we will definitely be using transpiration to explain the phenomenon of how water molecules go against the gradient in a plant, like so. So transpiration basically is telling us how water molecules climb up the walls of plants and they can contribute to, they can be dispersed, not contribute, to all other parts of the plant, and then they leave as gas molecules.